Okay, let's keep going. Here's our equation, and I want to find dy over dt given this, right? So find rate, given rate, when information. So taking the derivative with respect to t on both sides, I get 2x dx over dt, 2y dy over dt, and the derivative of 25 is 0. So then I go plug in the x is 3, right? Plug in the x is 3, and plug in the dx over dt is 8. So that's what this is, right? And then I don't have anything on the other side. So this is where I know I'm trying to find, right? So I have to go back to see what is it I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find dy over dt. So that's totally fine to leave in the equation. So how do you find y, right? So to find y, that's when you use your when information into the original equation. And so I end up getting y squared is 16. And this is going to turn out to be like physical distances. So I'm going to use the positive. So I put the y as 4 in there, and I end up getting -6 for dy over dt. Okay, so let's change it up a bit. Now find dx over dt, really similar. So let's start by taking the derivative. So I get 2x dx over dt plus 2y dy over dt, and then that equals 0. So sometimes it can be nice just to make it simpler. Can you see that I could multiply both sides by 1/2? And in doing that, I just get rid of a little bit of numbers, right? So I get y dy over dt equals 0. Multiply by 1/2, or thinking of dividing both sides by 2. Either way. Okay, so let's see what we've got to plug in. Dy over dt is 3. They're telling me x is 4, right? And I'm going to carry everything else along. So dx over dt is what I'm trying to find. So that's good to have there. And so now it's my job to find y, right? So to find y, I take this information and plug it into here, right? So I would have 16 plus y squared is equal to 25. Y squared is equal to 9. So y is equal to 3. Put the y is equal to 3 in there. So I'd have 4 dx over dt plus 9 is 0. And then I would get dx over dt is a -9 over 4. Okay, so let's switch it up and get some pi's and things in here. So this is the volume of a can't remember actually, sphere? No, this is the volume of a sphere. Anyway, so this is the equation for volume. And I'm given that the volume is changing when the radius is 4. So then you're being asked to find the dr over dt. Okay, so you start again by taking the derivative with respect to t on both sides. So dv over dt, carry the 4 pi, 2r dr over dt. Plug in the 100 on this side, plug in the r is 4 here, and then you know you're trying to find dr over dt, so then you just divide. Okay, so let's do the same kind of thing over here. So I'm going to take the derivative with respect to t on both sides. So I carry the ugly number 4/3 pi, and then I have 3r squared dr over dt. So I'm going to cancel these 3's, right? The dv over dt is what I'm trying to find, so I'm just going to leave it there. So I have 4 pi, and then r, oh, look at that, r is 3. So I'd have 3 squared, and then the dr over dt, that's 5. So there we go. That's the answer. Not so bad. Okay, so let's look at this one. So here is an area formula for sine theta. Got some thetas in here. So d theta over dt is given when information, find dA over dt. So again, you take the derivative, carry the 4, derivative of the sine is the cosine, and you have to multiply by the derivative of the theta, which is d theta over dt. Then I plug the information in. So I plug in the angle theta, or I plug in pi over 3 for the theta, and then put the d theta over dt is 2. And then you know that the cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2, so those cancel, so I just get 4. Okay, let's do this one. So if I want to take the derivative, dA over dt, so this would give me a -2 sine of theta times a d theta over dt. So I'm going to put in the angle pi over 4. So I'm just going to go slow here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to find the d theta over dt, so I leave that there. And the dA over dt is 3. So I'd have a 3 equaling, you know that sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. So I'd have a root 2 over 2 times this d theta over dt. Sorry, that's kind of messy. It is. I did carry the negative sign along, right? Okay, and then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, so I get 6, right, over, well, actually, let's just not simplify so that you can see what's happening. So if I carry the 3, and I'd have 2, oh, can't I, oh, let me just cancel the 2's right now, silly me. All right, so cancel the 2's, so I have a negative 3 over root 2 d theta over dt. And I am totally fine with you leaving a radical in the denominator. I know lots of math books want you to always do the rationalize. It doesn't matter to me.